First time they've shot in a rodeo arena.
I was thinking
Ladies and gentlemen,
quite possibly.
Please welcome the contenders for our final match.
All right, without further ado, it is time for the compound gold medal match here in Las Vegas at the Archery Indoor Championship Finals. The two Americans, center stage. On the right side, shooting at target number 1 is Jimmy Butts, and on the left side, Reo Wilde. There's a good look at Jimmy Butts, 44 years old, ranked 134th in the world. Got by Alvarado of Mexico 7-3 in the quarterfinals, and then handled his business in the semis, besting Guillaume Ruben 6-4. There's Braden Gelantine, who will be coaching Jimmy Butts, and there's Reo Wilde. Arms folded across his chest, he means business. Reo hooked up with Sergio Pagni of Italy in the quarters and won 6-2. That match was tied at 2-all after the first 2 ends. Then Reo won the next 2 ends by 1 point and picked up a 4th set point as the result. Won the match by the somewhat misleading score of 6-2, I guess you could say. And then in the semifinal match, Reo went to a shootout and shot a perfect 10. It was just a little bit better than Fierro's. So clutch shooting by Reo Wilde, but we've come to expect that from the man who is ranked 2nd in the world.
Well, and he's been called Mr. Perfect a couple of times. He's won, I think he won the World Cup Championship maybe in 2009 by shooting a perfect 120 out of 120 from 70
Jimmy,
meters
strong
away.
shot here. Started off right.
Then in Shanghai at stage
I got
4
you.
last fall.
I'm on it.
Last time you and I worked together.
Yep,
He
that was
was
a 50-meter perfect, but
exactly 15 out of 15 shots were
8,
dead center.
7,
he starts off the
6,
set here
5,
with a 9, which is
9.
slightly
Bud.
uncharacteristic, but fortunately Jimmy Butts gives him a 9 to work with too, so there's no real concern.
These two teammates this morning, now competitors tonight. Going for gold in Las Vegas. Reo Wilde, second shot.
Go, Jimmy.
That's a
I'm hitting
10.
you at 5.
Come on, dude.
No, 5.
No, give me 10.
Got it.
Yep, and both Jimmy Butts and Reo Wilde have
Nice
World
shot,
Indoor
dude.
Championship
That's
to their
it.
name, as does Braden Gelantine, who's Jimmy Butts' coach. So we have 3 former world champions on the stage right now, 2 of them competing to find out who
10,
will be the next world
9,
champion.
8.
Oh, that's a good 10. Look
Good,
at
Jim.
that. Right in the middle.
Can you do it any better than that? You just can't.
I don't think so.
You want your water?
I'd like to measure and see if that's just in the exact center of that target.
I think it might have been a touch
5,
off to the right, but
4,
I'm not going to.
9.
Got it.
Real Wilde takes the first set.
So Reo Wilde
Alright.
takes the
Leads
first
2-0.
set.
Jimmy Butts will shoot first when we resume.
So Reo Wilde
Coaches will also
competing for 16 years. Started off in recurve, first 6 in recurve,
Third one.
and then came over to the compound.
Real Wilde.
I think actually he took a bit of a break
Brother Logan.
from the compound for a little while, tried out for the 2000, tried to make the 2000 American Olympic team with a recurve, and then decided to switch back to
He
compound.
has
Well,
the,
that
20
brings up a
seconds
good
already.
point. The recurve archers are really the only archers who get to compete in the Olympic Games.
Yes,
Compound, not yet.
Perhaps you don't want 2-1.
we're hoping so. Hopefully we can make the 2 disciplines different enough that the IOC will recognize that they are in fact different disciplines, and then we can enter the compound on their own without having to take recurve out.
Real.
So
But
we
in the
get set.
meantime, compounds are at the World Championships, they're at the Commonwealth Games. When archery's at the Commonwealth Games, they're at the
World
World
Cup.
Cup level.
Yes.
Just like in practice.
They're really not
Bring that shot back.
the disregarded second best type of archery. They're right up there, and all archers
Good, dude.
respect, all true archers,
Good,
I'll
Jimmy.
say, should respect the skill of the compound shooters just as much as those of the recurve and the longbow or barebow shooters. Good archers recognize good archers.
Nice shot.
Jimmy Watt's a
Dead
great
center,
archer.
dude. Piped it.
Scores a 10 to start the second set. Trailing in the match 2-0.
10.
10.
That,
Good, Jim. Keep
Rio's
going.
coach asks for a 10.
Shot was perfect.
Rio gives him a
Do it
10.
again.
Reo, of course, captured the silver medal at the World Cup Finals in Istanbul, Turkey last fall. That was a great shootout with another U.S. teammate,
Nice,
Roger
dude.
Willett
That's
Jr.,
it. That's
who's
your shot right
on
there.
hand in the stands today watching this match.
when it may be Roger Willett who is the #1 ranked archer in the world. Currently, Reo is the #2 ranked archer.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6.
10.
Attaboy.
One more, just like the other two.
Clock
bud.
winding down.
Neither
Reo.
archer giving an inch,
Nope.
because that's about all you've got. 2 centimeters is a little bit smaller than an inch, and that's what they're shooting at.
You can't even afford to get half of an inch. And Jimmy Watts doesn't. 3 straight 10s here in the second set.
Shoot, dude. Good job.
Jimmy Butts, excuse me.
10.
10.
Oh, and right back in the middle there. He likes that bottom target, doesn't he?
3-1.
Did you not know?
Jimmy
That's
Butts will
a
shoot
heavy
So
first.
gun.
they'll split that set. Both of them perfect.
To draw for
Need more
He's
water
shooting
towels?
3 10s. Jimmy Butts with 3 10s. And there's a good look at Logan Wilde, who is Rio's brother.
Also an excellent shooter,
Yes.
often on the American team.
Terrific archer in his own right. Makes his home in Salt Lake City, Utah.
Picking the U.S. compound men's team must be hard, because there are probably 6 or 7
All right, I gotta get the bullets.
who could win any tournament. There's Logan Wilde, there's Reo Wilde, there's Guy Wilde, their father, who hasn't been on. I think he just retired to give somebody else a chance. Chance Boboff, while we're talking about it, Braden Galantine, Jimmy Butts, Roger Willett Jr. I'm already up to 7.
So flip a coin.
I know. They're all great shooters.
Some of the scenery here in Las Vegas, Nevada,
Shooting awesome, dude. Keep it up.
at the Indoor Championship Finals,
This is the final match.
where Reo Wilde leads at 3-1 now after the first 2 sets.
Jimmy Butts by 2 set points.
Jimmy Butts
Jimmy.
will lead off here in the 3rd set.
Nine
It's a
or
little bit
10.
low.
Can't call it from my position, but it appears to be a 9.
They're calling it a 9 so far.
10.
Rio gets himself a
Just out
10.
the bottom, bud. Let's go. Stop this one.
Yeah, Reo Wilde, not the guy you want to give an inch to.
Absolutely not. There's, if you give him a lead, he'll just run away from you.
Good.
9.
Ah,
Another 9. That's not good
Little
news
low.
for this set for Jimmy Butts.
And another 10 for Reo Wilde.
And it's not even close to any of the lines. It's so dead center.
nice shot.
10.
That's a good
Dead
shot
center.
from Jimmy. But probably, in all likelihood, this
Not
set is
enough.
going to go to Rio.
Yeah.
9, 8.
10.
Right in the same hole. 3 shots right in the same hole.
Remarkable shooting
And
by
I was like-
Reo Wilde, who fired a 9 with his first shot of the match, and since then has connected on 8 consecutive bullseyes, 8 straight 10s.
One more 30.
Unflappable though, look at him.
Well, and he's so consistent in that bottom hole, I think the organizers might be being concerned if this were to go to 5 sets that Rio might be punching right through the target. He's just making one hole right there, and that's all he's using.
He's wearing out that target as he tries to wrap up this championship. He is up 5-1 now after 3 sets. And Jimmy Butts in a situation where he has got to win this next set outright to keep this match going. But he knows it's not going to be easy, not the way that Reo Wilde is shooting. And when Rio starts rolling like this, it's pretty tough to slow him down.
Pretty tough. And once he gets momentum on his side, he just so calm. He's been here so many times.
You're right, I was going to say that he's been here before. He's done this before.
Yep. Not only indoor world championships, but outdoor world championships, the World Cup championships. He's won pretty much everything he's been eligible to try to win.
He really battled with Roger Willett Jr. last year for that Longines prize for precision. That came down at the very end of the season at the World Cup Finals in Istanbul. Roger finally won it, but Rio really gave him a run, especially with those 15 straight 10s that he scored in Shanghai. That made things interesting. But Rio tends to like to take the suspense out of things as you take a look at the pulleys and the cables that distinguish these compound
Good
bows.
shots. Come on.
The hold weight on these about what, half of the draw weight?
Somewhere, yeah, 55. It'll be 45 to maybe 25%, depending on how aggressive the cams are and how you've got it set up. Most of these guys, I'm guessing, will be holding about 45 to 35% of their peak weight.
Yeah, nice shot.
Great start for
10,
Jimmy
yeah,
Butts.
That's what he needed.
Not going down without a fight.
No, but even with all 10s, Reo can still win this.
And if you're
10,
waiting for Reo Wilde to
9,
make a mistake, you
8,
may be waiting a long
7.
time.
Attaboy.
Go, Jimmy. Just like the first one.
He is like a machine.
If Reo shoots
Yep, got
2
it.
more 10s in his gold medal match for the team round, he shot all 10s as well. So that'll be 110 for all of his matches in the gold medal at this event.
10.
110-19.
And this is the result of going out and shooting day in and day out, shooting arrow after arrow after arrow.
Well, he's got a regular day job too. So this is not his full-time profession as far as I know.
Nice shooting, dude.
Look at that.
Good job.
Jimmy's
Perfection.
done absolutely everything he can do.
And it still may not be enough.
10.
Rio can put it away right here. With a
There you
go.
bullseye,
He doesn't.
but he doesn't.
Lets him back in. Drops another 9.
He's human after all.
Leads 5-3. Still match point.
So how
for
about
Reo
that?
Now
Jimmy
just-
Butts had to win.
It was a
He
That's
did,
it,
but
he
he's got to
does.
win the next one
Jimmy
too.
will have to win the next set outright.
So the pressure isn't off Jimmy Butts at all. But Reo Wilde would like to bring this to an end if he possibly can. He leads it 5-3 after 4 sets. Had he been able to connect on that 10, up until then he had shot 10 consecutive 10s. Had started the match with a 9, shot 10 straight 10s.
There you go, sir.
Before firing a 9 on his final shot of the 4th set. And that's why we're still here, still going, and still enjoying the competition here in Las Vegas at the Archery Indoor Championships.
Ooh, yeah, I love
And
that.
it's a never say die situation. Right?
Perfect shot, man. Have fun.
Gonna be giving
Well,
us
that's his
first
first.
on target number
That's
one.
his first shot out of the only hole he had on that bottom target.
That target has seen better days.
Nothing to lose. Go.
That is why you have to shoot all of your arrows. You know, it felt like Reo was going to take it.
No, you got plenty of time. They're going
Shot
to change
that
your
9,
target,
and
too.
Jimmy's right back in the game.
So they're going to change.
Well, as we
maybe
learned in
not.
college a long time ago, one never assumes.
Go, Jimmy.
Big mistake to assume.
All right, brother.
5-3, that's your score right now.
Just do what you do.
Reo Wilde just needs to split this
Jimmy
next
Butts,
set.
yes,
Pick
Jimmy.
up one more point. He'll
go,
get to
bud.
6 points and win the match. But if Jimmy Butts wins this one outright again, dare I say shoot off?
That's what'll happen. We'll have to see whether or not we get there. There's a 9. That may be enough. That may be the window.
You good?
Ten, 9.
So Reo on
8,
his bow, I think
7,
I counted earlier
6,
this week, he's got
5,
35 ounces of extra weight on his bow.
Let's go, Jimmy.
That's part of what helps him hold so steady.
A steady shot as he fires a 10 with his first attempt here in the 5th and final set.
5.
What could be the
Good
final
shot,
set.
dude.
Jimmy Butts
Perfect.
countering with a 10 of his own after shooting a 9 on his
just
first
like that.
shot.
With
But
that
as
9
you said,
may-
Hugh, yeah, that may open the window.
10, 9, 8.
10.
Rock solid.
Reo Wilde, not one who usually looks a gift horse in the mouth.
Nope. That center target has very little of the 10 ring left.
10.
Ooh, that was a good 10
Great
to finish.
shot.
Yeah.
Great shot. Great shooting by Jimmy Butts, no matter what the outcome is here. But Reo trying to put it away.
10, 9.
Even a 9. I
8,
mean, he's got to hit an 8
7.
centimeter circle.
Reo
That's it. Game, set,
Reo wins another indoor world championship.
All right, good job, coach.
Whether Logan the first to congratulate him And then the two American teammates exchanging handshakes. They worked together this morning, but there's Reo Wilde with a victory salute here in Las Vegas. That V in Vegas is also for victory. And Reo Wilde has made this a very, very productive trip
It don't
to
matter.
Southern Nevada.
It doesn't
As
matter.
he got the gold medal
If you
this
get
morning in the
29,
men's team
if
compound
you tie,
competition.
and you
And he
win.
takes a look at some of his handiwork right there. It's so good he had to stop and take a look at the target.
Why wouldn't you?
Yeah.
And now while he's here, he's going to start in on the, so yeah, he's just finished shooting now. It's 7:30 in Vegas. And I don't doubt he's registered for the championship flight in the World Archery Festival here tomorrow in Vegas. So he'll be starting.